Hello and welcome to Morris Park. I'm Clyde Morris. Sorry I haven't been around for a little bit, but a lot of work going on here in the summer, and also we've been getting just a deluge of rain here. Not very conducive for great videos, and it's really been affecting my cactus flowers lately. So I haven't had much to show in the way of cactus flowers. Seems like that rain just kind of dampened everything out, and a couple of them I was really expecting to bloom nice, just kind of bloomed halfway, and then they just died out because they had no sunshine to really do anything. But anyhow, we've done a bit with the garden. We've added some new rocks. Still got a few things to pull out of here as far as some trumpet vines. I cut a bunch of these out here a couple of weeks ago, but they just grow really quickly in here, coming back from those roots, and the roots are deep. And a little bit of poison ivy. Got to get it too. That's kind of one of the tougher jobs because we get poison ivy really bad messing with that. Our echinaceas have really come out good. Deb actually got a few new colors, this being one of them. She got another one that's a little darker purple, a little different, right there. And the other one hasn't shown its full colors yet. And that's this one here, and it's supposed to be actually a red echinacea. You can kind of see the color coming out of it in there, so that's going to be a red one. What I kind of been worried about, since we're getting so much rain, is some of the cactus and succulents. This big Pleistocactus cactus right here, I've had for some years now. And it was in that rain the whole time. I didn't want to have to lift it in and out of the greenhouse because the greenhouse is actually a bit of a ways away from here. So I didn't want to have to lift it back and forth, so I left it. It's been through some pretty heavy rains before in years past, so I thought, well, I'll just leave it and see what happens. So far, so good. I don't see any rot or anything like that on it. My Evansii tree has actually done pretty good. It's been through rains and stuff like this before, so I'm not really concerned about it. It's done real well. And I don't know if it's because it's got a hard tree trunk to it, and that's why it resists the rotting and such. It seems like it took it on real well. Doesn't look sick or anything. The agaves seem to like it. I've never had a problem with the agaves in the rain. Got some columbines growing here too. And of course the echinaceas. This is my foxtail agave here, Agave attenuata. Had it for many, many years. I took a cutting of this right before I left California 41 years ago. And this is what it all turned into. This is a very common landscape plant in California. They just have them everywhere. You can break off little pieces of these and they start right up. So like say these little ones down at the bottom there, you can break one off and they'd grow right away. No problem. Just let it dry a little bit and they just form roots. No problem. This is a butterfly bush we planted in this old crock here. A little miniature butterfly bush. Seems to be a nice accent to this little garden here. This is the little cactus pot I put together for outdoor hardy cactus. Now, this is an Opuntia orange chiffon. I had another pot and left it outside during the winter, but the winter seemed to have destroyed the pot. I'm going to have to see on this pot whether it survives or not. It's a big old pot, and it's got a big old chip on the foot close to the back of it, so I thought, well, there's no risk in putting this out. If it cracks, it cracks. But the Opuntias seem to be fine with the rain. They're all getting new branches. No flowers, but I kind of expected that with our weather. New branch right there. Right there. These orange chiffon I ordered a couple years ago, and they do have a beautiful flower. When I first got the cutting I ordered, and it was an unrooted cutting, it actually had a flower bud on it. And so I got a preview, and it was a beautiful pinkish orange color. Really nice. It's an Opuntia aurea hybrid. Now, the one behind it is Opuntia aurea. And this I got from Anna of Cactus Caffeine. Thank you, Anna. Got the little heart-shaped pad right there with the new ones coming on. And it made the winter too. Did fine. The only thing that happened to it is the very bottom it rotted, and I think it's because it was in such a thin pot, and the bottoms froze out. But it seemed like the plant just healed itself. They just immediately put out roots right above the rotted point. I went ahead and planted them. They've done well. This is an Opuntia Pina Colada. This seems to be doing rather well. Same thing with it. The very bottom kind of rotted out, but then it just immediately put out roots and saved itself. So I planted them all in here. Some sempervivums there for some accents. Good outdoor succulents for a climate that gets pretty cold. And this is a Cylindropuntia imbricata, cane cholla. I call it my ranch cactus because of a old cactus that used to be at a motel that was about 12 miles from here. That was called the Ranch Motel, and it has been abandoned some years back. And the motel is kind of falling in. It's in bad disrepair. The cactus had been growing there for many years. I used to see it all the time when I used to go to work. Have seen this thing growing for 40 years, and it was in real desperate need of saving, because it had trees and bushes and vines and everything that growed up around it and on over it, and it was actually dying. So a couple of years ago, about a year and a half ago, I believe, I went ahead and got me some cuttings of this. I went by that old dilapidated motel, got me some cuttings, and they've all survived. I've not had one that didn't survive. I actually have another set of these that got a flower on it, but with the rain, I only got to see it halfway open, and then it just kind of died out because too much rain, too cloudy, not enough for it to open fully. They got big, beautiful purple flowers on them. I was really waiting for that, but unfortunately, it didn't make it because of all the rain. But it made a really great outdoor cactus display with all these. Really like it. Some more of the sempervivums there, including one of the tubular leafed ones. But yeah, doing real nice. Now, off around this whole rock garden, we've had iris planted here for many years, and you can tell they're really well established, but as you can see, they're kind of dying down. This is normal. This is not any kind of emergency situation or anything like that. This is very normal for them to do when it starts getting hot. They will all kind of die back like this, and what we usually do is take a weed eater and just cut them all down. And that's what we'll do here probably about another week or so, maybe even this weekend. I'll come through here with a weed eater and just trim them all down to close to the ground. And then they'll actually start regrowing, and they'll look a little better, not so fried like they look now. Many of these did not bloom because of that big cedar tree we had growing here. For many years, we had lots of blooms here of all different kinds of colors, peach color and purples and white and all kinds of colors. But with that tree, they just wouldn't bloom anymore, too much shade. So with the removal of the tree, maybe they'll get enough energy this year to carry out and bloom for next year. So everything's looking pretty good in the rock garden, including our very cool sign made by Tara Huffman, our niece. Very nice. And as I say, we're putting in some more of these rocks, these big holy rocks, try to give it some kind of accent. We'll probably be putting more in here and there. Especially after we start trimming these iris down, we'll get a better look at things and know what we can do. We're also going to take and dig up quite a few around the edge. Now you kind of see where the rocks are around this edge. So we're going to need to at least dig them out back to these rocks here. So you see them here, and that rock edge right around here, we'll just kind of thin them out and dig them out of that area. And so they're back into the rock garden. And we'll find other places to put these. We'll give some away. We have plenty of people that like these, so we'll give them away. My Euphorbia briar patch, it looks rough, but actually it's doing pretty well. Even through that rain and everything, it did well. Get a close look at that. The small one down there is really green. There's new growth coming on it. I've just trimmed a lot of the branches off because I wanted it more tree-like instead of just a random brushy-looking bush, which is how they grow. They're real rambly, and hence the name briar patch, of course. Anyhow, doing really well. Now just something else I'd like to show you, and that's this little guy right here. These were our milkweeds I showed you a couple weeks back that were in such beautiful bloom. They're just starting to get some seed pods, just starting to grow on them. They don't have too many this year, probably because of the rain. And I'll be giving those to my mom. She wants some of these milkweeds in her garden. So we'll be doing that. But this little guy is a monarch caterpillar, and this is the reason we keep milkweeds. These things are hard to find, hard to come by. With all the pesticides and stuff being used on farmlands and such, it's kind of killing them out. And they need all the help they can get. Let me see if I can get a better view of this guy. You know, the big long antennas on him. But that is a monarch butterfly caterpillar. He's the only one on here too, so that's kind of sad. I may try to move him over to one of the other milkweeds that's got still some more leaves left on it, because he's kind of eating himself out of house and home here. So anyhow, just wanted to show you this little guy. Now this is my other ranch cactus. This is the other couple cuttings I got. And you see it, it got that flower on it, but it's all dried up and pretty well done now. It didn't get to see it fully open. So hopefully next year we may get to see it open some more. I'm hoping. I really love the flowers on these guys. Handling one of these is a trick, because boy, these spines are wicked. You get these stuck on you, it's hard to get them off. But being that stayed in the pot all winter long, it's only in that little pot right there. I'm going to have to transplant that out soon too. And get this thing going and hopefully get some more flowers. But all the cactus that have been blooming this spring have not done very well, just because of the cloudy, wet, rainy weather. Now, of course, usually this time of year, my opuntias are in full flower and really going, but as I say, with the rain and everything, it just didn't make it. I think also this bed here, this side here with the humifusas, may need to have a revamp. What it is about these opuntia humifusas is that they're a traveling plant, they're a walking plant. So when they start, they may start in one place, but as they march along, they actually root as they go along. Thing is, then the base will die because it's just kind of making new ground and finding new ground. So what I may have to do, since this is in a flower bed, is by next year maybe dig these all out, take some really good cuttings, big long cuttings, say, you know, something long like this, some of these more healthy ones here, and restart, because they're just not getting the room and they're marching, and I'm afraid the bases are going to start dying. And here's one of the flowers we have left. It isn't much this year, as I say. Usually there's a huge explosion of yellow flowers like this, but not this year. And even the macrohizas, they bloomed a little bit, but really not that much. The rain has really kind of dampened things. And this is actually the bottom of the pot that I had the opuntia orange chiffon in. Gotta pick that up. I'll probably crush that up and use it in some soil mix. I usually crush this up for drainage material and mix it into my soil. But the freezing, the vortex we had, it just was too cold, and any moisture that was in the pod just expanded and busted out the whole bottom of it. And this is not actually a tray type bottom. If you look, it had the hole in it, but this is where it broke off from freezing actually off of it. When I picked up the orange chiffon, the whole bottom just fell out of it. And I've had this happen with some of these pots. They'll say frost resistant, but that does not mean freeze resistant. So it popped it apart. Now the lilies around our place did actually very well with the rain and everything. These are some what they call black lilies. These are the Asiatic monopodial type. And they're fully in bloom. Doing really good. And this is one of the daylilies that we have open right now. It's one of the newer ones I bought, I believe, about 2 years ago. It's blooming out for us real neat. It's kind of different from most of the ones we have, but looking pretty nice. Really like this one. We plan to get more of these daylilies. They just seem to do all by themselves, and nothing seems to affect them too badly. There's a little Stella de Oro lily, just starting to open up here. Well, actually, it's opened up. This is one of the last flowers. It's got a lot of seed pods on it. Pretty nice one. This is one we've never had to really mess with or anything, because it just kind of grows by itself. Daylilies are great. Got some more here. Done really well, these pink ones. Really nice. There too. Now these here, they're going to seed now, but they're spiderworts, and they're a wildflower here. And you have the wandering Jew houseplants and everything. Direct same genus as a Tradescantia. I don't recall the exact species name, but they have blue flowers, and they grow upright instead of vining. And they come back every year, do real well. Got a hollyhock getting ready to open up here. Most likely it's pink. I think that most of the ones we have left are pink. This is a good old-fashioned flower. These do real well in most gardens, but something we really had a problem with this year with some is rust. And the rust kind of tears up the leaves and everything and kind of makes a mess of them. So hopefully this won't get too bad affected before it flowers. And little vines and stuff growing up there will be heavenly blue morning glories. Growing up our little windmill here. So pretty cool. Got a few things going on. We have another variety here. Daylilies. These definitely aren't winter. If you want something that just kind of takes care of itself, blooms real nice, these daylilies are it. And you can see the ever-present ants are just everywhere. I'm going to do a video on these pretty soon, because these seem to be a major thing in our park, and sometimes a major pest. But anyhow, beautiful daylilies. Now, something else that's done real well is my Eucarnia recurvata big ponytail palm. And for a caudiciform plant, it takes the rain rather well. It seems to like it. It spends the winter completely dry. And I set it out here, and I don't really water it or anything hardly. But for the last month or so, it's been well watered. And seems to be doing well for itself. This thing's just a tiny bit taller than I am. So it's about 6 foot tall, a little over. Maybe about 6'3" or so at the tips of the leaves. Just love that huge caudex on it. Great big caudex. Nice. And a few Deb's flowers out here. Blooming away, verbena and petunias and million bells. And there's a big O. Big O's crashed out underneath the bench. Hello, Big O. Hello, kitty. How you doing, buddy? He's kind of sleepy. It's kind of hot out, so he's just kind of relaxing in the shade. My little Euphorbia millii var imperator. It's coming back real nice since I put it out here. It's needed some water. It's been dry all winter. Lost a lot of leaves, but it's coming back. This plant is about 42 years old now. Growing real great. Some of our big elephant ears there and agaves. All doing pretty good. And of course our yuccas have been doing real well. They've all been blooming. Of course, they're a native plant here. And they don't seem to get hurt by much. Very tough. Anyhow, this is Clyde Morris from Morris Park. Just thought I'd do you a little quick update video. Get back in the groove here. Hope you all have a nice evening. And take care.